Hello, good evening, and a very warm welcome to Rangers Radio. Hello, good evening, and welcome to Rangers Radio. I'm Southside, and joining me on the show this evening is someone I don't think we've heard from for a wee while. And also the legend of Rangers Radio. So how you doing, old bear and a bridge man?
I'll come in on that now.
I better come after you. Yeah, I better come after you. I'm great. How are you doing?
Southside, marvellous. Thanks for having us on, and obviously old bear there helped me carry me through this, I should say, and the techie boys in the background. Can I just say to all the Rangers fans listening in all over the world, welcome to Rangers Radio.
Aye, can I just give a shout out to Stephen and Scott, who's in the YouTube channel at the moment. Stephen's like a pillar in there. He's first in every show. So say hello to the two guys. Also everybody out there, Facebook and Twitter that's listening into the show tonight. Good evening. Some of the topics we'll probably talk about tonight is obviously if you're wanting to phone in or contribute with any questions into the show. Obviously the result on Wednesday night, getting through to the next round of Europe. We'll kick off the campaign tomorrow against Motherwell. Obviously Mikey Moore's arrived in loan. So some of the stuff that we're going to cover this evening, if you'd like to contribute or phone in, what's what we'll be talking about tonight. So how are you, old bear?
I'm smashing, mate. Yourself?
Aye, good, mate. Aye, you seem to be on quite a lot this week, eh?
I know. I just stay plugged in, mate. I don't get aim or anything. I just stay plugged in constantly, 24/7.
Brilliant.
Aye, good. All things Rangers, they just can't get enough of it. How about you, Bridge? We're kicking off another season. I'm taking a guess. Is this your 19th season, possibly on Rangers Radio?
I don't know if it's that much. Probably 15 anyway, you know. Actually, well, it would be maybe 13 or 14, because I just got involved in it when we get put down. So it'd be 2012. I started getting involved with Rangers Radio. At that time, it was called Rangers Chat, and of course, I was on there, and everybody was fighting with everything. But it was a great experience, marvelous experience. Meeting Foxy was just fantastic, absolutely superb. Lovely, really loved it. And a few of the other boys, obviously all gone and went past me. You know, Ian, is Ian still around, Foxy? No, he's not. I don't know. It was really enjoyable. Rangers Chat was smashing, but Rangers Radio, you're talking three times better quality of people. And that includes yourself, old bear, and you, stuff Southside. Better quality people all around, and Terry, of course. That's all I can say to that.
It's like anything, Bridge, isn't it? People have characters that come on, and obviously things evolve over time, and some people stay a bit longer than others, and other people, for certain reasons, sometimes have to gear up and move on and stuff. But it's like anything, and we've seen a club evolve over that period of time as well, you know. So. Yeah. But no,
I think you mean dissolve.
Dissolve.
But it's like anything, you know, it's a platform that's still gone, and we're doing another season. This is the start of another full season, and it gives the chance for Rangers supporters out there to come on the show and phone in and take part in the show, gives their opinion, and I'll happily invite anybody on the night that's going to take Albert to task in some of his stuff, because not everybody agrees with him, so I'd like to hear that. But no, it's a platform for the Rangers supporters to come on. It's 2 hours and it's live, and we just come on and give your opinion. So hopefully, as the season goes on, we'll get a lot more callers and maybe some new callers on the show, and we'll take it for area, Albert.
Sounds a plan, mate. Sounds a plan. It'll be good. Come on here and disagree with me.
Aye, well, I can disagree with you. I can disagree with you sometimes in different days, don't we? But that's another thing. Bridge, I'll ask you your wee take. We're going to get the manager. We'll get them what the manager had to say on in a couple of minutes, and then we'll get the phone lines opened straight away. But I was just wanting to ask you what your thoughts were on Wednesday night.
Well, very first thing, very positive for me. We got through. That's the most important thing. And then the second most important thing, of course, was part of the back to getting us there, was that goal that boy scored. It's just utterly fabulous. But other than that, I thought the team looked after themselves, but they get so much. As Arthur Montford used to say, there was so many stramashes that you could hardly, sometimes you couldn't separate them, you know. But our own style of play, possibly, the players weren't quite into it for me, and we were our own worst enemy, and we have been for quite a wee while our own worst enemy. We kind of somehow or other we don't control the ball for the length of time we want to, and you see players, there's nobody near them, they're falling over the ball. And I don't mean that other teams are great or anything like that. That team was quite a tidy wee team, that Panathinaikos. They didn't get the rewards that their play deserved. Let's put it that way. And that was down to some good goalkeeping and some good defending or blocking in our box. But some of our players, I'm sorry to say, they just didn't look as if maybe it's because of the style of play. As I said, it might just be that they didn't seem to be picking the ball up and distributing it properly. They always end up going back the way and allowing players who maybe you shouldn't be doing that much play. That's all I've got to say about it. But please, absolutely, it's a Rangers, it's my team, and we're through. So a good chance to next game on Tuesday night, Ibrox. What a game that's going to be. We got a great chance again. We can go away with a victory if we're lucky, and do something similar to what we did the other night there and defend well, or defend better, should I say, and come through and get through into the next round, into the last 16 proper. Oh my goodness, that'd be fabulous, just utterly fabulous. So yeah, I'm happy with the result, really happy with it.
Aye, listen, we know we weren't ready, and I know Albert had said on it previous, in a couple of the pre-shows before we actually played Panathinaikos, that we probably wouldn't be ready. And listen, we weren't really ready, to be honest, but the thing is, we progressed. I think, in my opinion, we looked a bit lopsided. We had 4 players on the park, all right-footed. I don't think Aaron's looked comfortable on the night in that position. Don't think Suter looked too comfortable at times either, when asked to do what he was asked to do. But at the end of the day, it was about getting through the tie. Aye, we rode a luck. Aye, do you need a bit of luck in Europe? Of course you do. I always say you need your goalkeeper to have a big game in Europe, because we will always get tested. He turned up and had a big game. And also said before the game that we would score earlier, and we did. And that knocked the stuffing out of them. Obviously, when Gassama scores. And nobody's actually mentioned it. I don't know if you noticed it, Albert, but see the wee flick he knocks into Raskin, he actually back heels it. As the ball's dropping, he gives it a flick right into Raskin's pass, who then carries on into the box, and then obviously Danilo gets his chance of 2 shots at the goalie. And the gas man has obviously followed it into the area where it comes to him. And technique-wise, it was outstanding, and he finished it with aplomb. But it was the actual flick into Raskin's path that no many people's actually talked about. Albert, I don't know if you actually seen it.
I didn't, mate. I don't remember it, no. I didn't see it at all. It just shows I was too nervous, mate. I told you before. My blood pressure was through the roof. I was saying to myself, this is no good watching. But if he did do it, I'll go back and watch it to see it. It was a good goal. There's no doubt about that. It was a superb goal. It was created well and executed superb. Absolutely superb, mate. You'll not see a volley that good for a while. You'll probably see better ones, but you'll not see one that good for a wee while anyway. And the way he placed it was just perfect. Absolutely perfect. But it was a great result, mate. A great result. There's no doubt about it. Just absolutely fantastic, man. And we said that right at the beginning of the show the other night, Ox and myself. You know what I mean? We praised the team for getting through, and that's all you can do, because it's a fact, mate. We weren't ready. Whether we would have been played better with a wee bit more time, but we don't know. But the whole object was to get through, and he managed it. The team managed it, the manager managed it. So that was superb, absolutely superb. You got to remember, all Europe is to me, and if you got to be realistic about it, it's just a cash register, mate. It's just to get into one of the competitions, go as far as you can, just for the money. Basically, that's Europe to me, just a cash register. And it's non-negotiable now, the way things are going, that you need to get into the Champions League to earn some decent money. Europa League's okay, but you're not earning the riches of what you get in the Champions League. So get as far as you get in the Champions League, get as far as you can get, just for the cash. Just keep ringing the cash register up, and that's basically it. You've no chance of winning it. It's designed that you've no got any chance of winning it. What they should do for competition wise, in my opinion, is that the money should be split more evenly across the three competitions they're trying to run. There's no point in running the three competitions in one's only one that's got a fantastic payout. In fact, the other ones are, you might make a slight profit on it, but you've got a hell of an expense in it to stay in it. And the further you go, it's massive expense. You do get a bit of profit, but nowhere near the profit you get with the Champions League. So I think the money, if they're realistic about keeping the three competition, they're realistic, they should split up the prize money a bit better, a bit more evenly than it's split up at the moment, to make it more interesting for all the clubs involved. I mean, because as I say, most of the clubs are just in it for the money, mate. It's no about a competition, a football competition anywhere to win the cup. Oh, do well, you win the cup. Like the old supporters used to think, no, it's just get as much as you can out of it, cash-wise. That's it. It's as simple as that, mate. It's pretty boring when you think of it that way, that the competitions, but that's what they are. That's all they are.
Aye, well, we'll get by the round. At the end of the day, it was phenomenal heat that the players and the supporters were enduring earlier, but more so the players. And I think the fact that it's the only second time that the team had 90 minutes together, some of it looks dodgy. Sometimes I'm sitting punting the ball down the line, somebody will be there, or just put it out rather than try to keep the ball alive, and you're playing it back to Butland and there's a striker running in them. But listen, it's all right drilling it in training. You need to play games. You need to be put under the pressure. I agree with a lot of different comments from people. A better team might have killed us off and whatnot. Aye, that could have happened. But at the end of the day, this is the sort of style we're going to play. And I think it's notable, Bridge, that we probably need a left centre back in if he's not going to give Fernandes much game time. I think we need, he's alluding to a left back probably if Yefty's not getting any game time. And so I think we need to sort out that. And I think it might look a bit better in time.
Yeah, 100%. You need left-footed players. No matter what you say, we need left-footed players in there. Now, I'm not initially thought Jeffy would have been a really good player for us, but it's turning out that there's a bit of doubt about him. But he is left-footed, so I think he'd maybe. I'm not trying to take anything away from that boy, but that boy I think has been brought in with the Tavernier in mind, a replacement for Tavernier, and this possibly could be Tavernier's last season. Things like that are going on. If he gets enough quality players, or he gets enough players that have got a bit of experience, he might find that he's going to drop Tavernier and move that boy to right back. We said that about Big Sterling, didn't we? And it never happened. So maybe I'll just have to go on to endure it all. But I do hope he's got that in mind, because I saw Mr. Tavernier 3 times, and I don't mind being too negative, but I saw him 3 times really struggling to get back. You know, he lost the ball and then somebody else lost the ball, and he was up so far in the big gaps. And that team had a lot of pace. That's what we don't have. We've got a couple of lads on the pitch that have got pace, but only a couple. Where they had pace at the midfield and pace up front. Fortunately for us, they couldn't get the ball on target very many times. A couple of sitters, I would say, they missed because of smashing over the bar. But I'm over the moon with the result, definitely.
Right, well, I think we can part that. At the end of the day, we're through over 2 legs. We're through when we're into the next round, and that'll be Tuesday night, 8:15 kick-off at Ibrox. So looking forward to that. Right, gentlemen, if you two would like to go on and mute, we'll hear what the manager had to say today. And then we'll get the phone lines open straight after the interview. All right?
Russell, Mikey Moore in the door today. How pleased are you to get that signing confirmed?
Yeah, I think it's a brilliant signing for the club. I think it'll be good for us. It'll be good for Spurs, hopefully, to help his development. It'll be good for Mikey. So I think it's a really good move for everyone, and I think he'll definitely add to us as a big option on the pitch in the forward line. He can play in a few positions, and he's a super talented boy. So yeah, we're excited to have him.
He's obviously still very young, but given what he's shown at Spurs already, you feel he's ready to make that immediate impact here?
Yeah, he wouldn't be here if we didn't. So I think age is irrelevant really. If you're good enough, you're old enough, and I certainly think he's good enough to impact games for us and help us win games of football. And I'm really pleased and delighted that Spurs have allowed him to come here, because there's a lot of people that were interested in Mikey, and he was desperate to come in. And I said that we need people that are desperate to come here and play football, and he was that.
Is that something that's always been a big part of your philosophy? You look at Tyler Dibbling last season playing a big role for you. Finlay Curtis has had a good opportunity this season, that it doesn't really matter the age as long as mentally and physically they're there.
Yeah, I think so. It was a reason why I got the job at Swansea for sure from MK Dons, was developing young players, and then a big reason why I got the job at Southampton as well. And so I think we enjoy working with young players, enjoy playing a part in their development, and I think we can help Mikey, but most importantly he can help us win on the pitch. We're not here to just help other teams develop football players. We're here to win. I mean, he can help us do that, and if we can win whilst developing people and players as well, then I think that's the ultimate goal.
I know it was subject to international clearance, so are you any further in knowing whether he could be available tomorrow?
No, we're still waiting. So I don't know when he's going to be available, because it takes a bit longer, because he's deemed a minor by FIFA under 18. So we're at their sort of, at their beck and call really, and waiting. So everyone's pushing for it, the SFA, the FA, us. So we just have to wait and see when that comes.
It's been a pretty hectic couple of weeks for you. How much are you looking forward to?
You say a couple of weeks?
Last couple of months.
A bit longer than that.
In terms of getting into the bread and butter of Scottish Premiership football.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it starting properly. We've had a couple of massive games already, so we are 5 weeks in. Usually this will be pre-season. You'll be enjoying working out some problems without the stress of having to win a game of football, but I think everyone's navigated change really well. There's been so much change here from the top in terms of leadership, ownership, and then a lot of leadership roles here at the training ground day to day, then players, and then style of play, and I think change can often be really, really messy, and the way the guys are navigating it, I've been really proud of them, because it's not easy. So we're trying to, like I said, we're trying to build and develop something. We have to win whilst doing it. We found a way to do that over 2 legs, and now we have to make sure that we win tomorrow, and we improve, and we keep improving, and keep building.
Russell, in a funny way, being thrown into the deep end, could that actually help achieve results in terms of style and actual results quicker?
Yeah, I think the players have to learn very quickly, and I think Wednesday night will help us grow as a group, like in so many ways, psychologically, tactically it definitely will. But they showed a lot of resilience and character, which we're going to need in abundance. So it's not always going to be easy. It's not always going to go our way. Hopefully the way we play and the way we work will mean it will go our way more often than not. But when it's not, you have to stick together and you have to fight and you have to run. I've said that from the very start, and the players are really doing that. So as long as we maintain that, the rest we can work out.
Russell, in the last couple of years, Rangers have dropped points late in the season, haven't recovered to sufficiently go and challenge for the title. Does that just re-emphasise how important a good start is?
I think you have plenty of time to recover if you don't. So I don't think it's been down to losing on the first day. So it's a long old season, but we're in it. We're going to try and win the game, and we need to attack it with everything we have. This club demands that every game, so we want to start as well as we possibly can. But also, if and when we have a disappointment, and hopefully it won't be tomorrow, but if and when we do, how we respond to that will dictate what we do. Not losing a game of football, not picking up 3 points, but we're going there tomorrow to win the game, to start well, to build on what we did, to play better than we did on Wednesday night, and then the rest will take care of itself.
In terms of the squad, how far away are you from getting it to where you want it to be after Mikey?
I think we still need more players for sure, and we need to strengthen a couple of really key areas. Mikey helps us a lot because he gives us something we don't have. He gives us another option. and real flexibility in the top line. But no, I still think there'll be players leaving and there'll be players joining. And I think, like I said, we have to be really willing and open for that change, because I think this club's needed it and we've needed it, and now we have to be patient during it, and we are, to make sure we get the right ones in.
How do you assess the left back situation at the moment? It's also ideal, maybe Max having to play there. Does Jeff have to prove more? What happens with Ridvan? How do you assess that?
Yeah, so Max is not gonna be a long-term option at left back, but he's played there before and he's doing a good job for us. The other guys have to do more to put themselves in the frame. They have to do more in terms of being really consistent day in, day out. They have Jeff there has a lot of potential, and then some really good attributes, but he knows what we think of him and where he needs to improve to really help us on the pitch, to help us win games of football. And I think Ridvan, we've had really honest and open conversation, and I think he is sizing up his options. He has a couple of people interested in him, and we'll wait and see what happens on that front.
You played with the Motherwell manager at Norwich. What do you remember of him?
Big Jens, yeah, he's a good person, really good guy, very professional, very thorough, very diligent. I bumped into him at the Euros, 21 Euros a few years ago. We were both on our coaching badges and our pro licence, and just bumped into him in Bologna randomly, so we swapped numbers, and we've sort of stayed in touch since, really, and just via messages. I haven't seen him at all, so I know how hard-working he was, how serious he was about his job, and I can, I'm be sure he's carried that into his coaching and management, and he's done a good job so far in his early career in that as well. So it'll be good to see him want to win the game, and then it's better to catch up after you've had a win, that's for sure.
Russell, is there any update on Telo Asgard or Hamza Igman?
They're not ready for tomorrow, but also not far away. So they're not serious injuries. They're sort of frustrating ones, really, where we just have to be a little bit patient to make sure that we don't then re-injure them.
Just touching on Mikey Moore again, he cited Jermaine Defoe as someone that spoke to him when he was deciding to come here. How much of a bonus is that for you to have a player like that talking the club up?
Yeah, I think, Jermaine loved his time here. I think he's also he came in Southampton to watch us work and was happy at what he saw and impressed with the work that we did. So I think if you speak to any player that's played here, even if they haven't had a very successful time, they'll tell you exactly what the club is about, and they will tell you to go and do it. And I'm sure he's on a long list of people that would do that. But I'm really pleased that he's done that for us, and it's good for Mikey to feel, although he was desperate to be here anyway, but to be reassured that someone like that enjoyed it so much and has such a place for the club, even though he wasn't here for a very long time. But it's certainly helpful.
You've obviously seen Finlay Curtis making that breakthrough this season. At the start of the season, was there ever any concern that bringing in another young player in a similar area might stunt his development a little bit, or was that not an issue?
Might stunt Finlay's
development, yeah.
No, I think the more options we have in the top line, the better. And Finlay's really versatile, as is Mikey. So I don't think it stunts one of our own. I think it helps him playing with a really, really top player all the time and picking up and learning. And Finn is such a good learner, so I don't see it as being harmful to him at all.
How confident are you by the end of this window that you have a squad that's really capable of going challenging for this thing?
Yeah, I think we'll be really confident, and hopefully by the end of the window we'll be really happy. But I think we have a squad that can compete now. We certainly have a starting team that can compete, and a few around that. We just need a bit more depth in some key areas and a few people that can help us. But I think we're really happy where the squad's going. There's a lot of change, which is not always easy. And like I said, we're navigating that the best we can, the players, staff, everyone. And then we'll see how happy we are in a 4 weeks' time. But I'm really confident by then we'll be really confident with what we've got and comfortable with what we've got, that we can really compete.
Are you in a position where you maybe need a couple of players to go out first before you can?
I don't think we need players to go out. I think they've shown that again. The ownership group and Kevin and Patrick and everyone, they've been really good about it. So we have a fair few players who have interest in them, who know that their careers probably need to move on to play football. And we've still gone and done Mikey, we did Gassama, we did, there's been players that we've done. But obviously, by the end of the window, we definitely can't have them all in here. But I don't think it's a case of having to wait. We need them to go first.
Is the thought of having Moore on one side and Gassama on the other, is that excite you?
Yeah, maybe they'll play the same side as well. We'll see, yeah.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Well, probably the big news was the day is Mikey Moore signed from Tottenham on loan. An exciting young player, and we've managed to get him for the season, Albert.
Aye, I'm calling him Billy Moore. Aye, it's good that we got him. I don't actually know whether we needed a 70-year-old, so the boy must be special. I've not seen him, any of the boy playing football or anything like that, so we'll still wait and see, but he seems to be excited. I'm not quite sure if it was us. In fact, I'm not quite sure any of the signings are his choice. He's got a say in it, so I think it might be we need a position. We need a player for a position, so with the money restraints and the rebuilding job, this might be the best option you can get at the moment. But if the boy turns out to be a cracker, all the better, mate. But I can't honestly say I've seen him play.
Bridge, have you seen him? I've watched him. I've seen him a few times. He was certainly playing for Tottenham because he had a lot of injuries when they went to the final against Man United. We were competing and played against both of them. But he's certainly an exciting young player. Takes players on, plays with a freedom. He looks like he'll cause havoc if he gets into free spaces and gets a run at you. I think he'll be an exciting player, and I think he'll get a lot of people off their seats at Ibrox, I think, in time, once he settles in, Bridge.
Yeah, I can't disagree with you at all. I was listening to old Bear saying what he said, and which is going to be along the similar lines that I would say. But the good question that everybody's going to ask, why are we bringing a 17-year-old up to Ibrox? Well, I think you'll probably find that the two teams, club-wise, are talking to each other. They want him to go to another team, and we would like somebody to come in. And I'm not saying he's going to get a game every week, but chances are, if he's any good, he will get a game nearly every week. Even if he's only coming on as a subby, he gets get experience and get it up. That's the only thing I can think. I haven't seen him play, obviously, but I'm really looking forward to seeing him. Because some of the English Premiership youngsters are fantastic players. They're just fantastic players. Brilliant to see, and that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to seeing them. I just want to see the best players, good boys coming to Ibrox and blending in. You get somebody to blend in, and then all of a sudden, before you know it, they're starting to star, like a couple of boys that we've got scoring goals. That's just fantastic. We need more of that, more of them people from let's say midfield up front. These guys, we need to see them again in good positions and have shots at goal. And we've seen some fabulous goals over the last couple of games. Just wonderful to watch. Just wonderful.
I wish he might be a bit overloaded because I know Tottenham played him off the left-hand side, and I heard Russell Martin saying that he can play anywhere across. But he will be exciting. I think he'll go and commit men. And probably when Ryan Kent was really on his game at times, the way he used to run at defenders, pick the ball up and run at them, especially the night in Dortmund, away in that European game. He was outstanding. But that's the type of player Mikey Moore is. He'll go and commit players. He can take 2 and 3 on. In the games that I've watched him, Tottenham think really highly of him. He's up there. They're saying he's going to be a real talent, and he's going to come and play. It sounds his interview, he's happy to come and play under the pressure and the will to win every week. Also said him and his family loved Rangers, so he certainly probably knows what it's about. I'm looking forward to seeing him. I think he will be a regular sort of fixture in the team once it settles down. I think it'll be exciting. And it comes to the end, there'll come with a clause. We'll be paying a fee for him to be up here and whatever it comes at for the full season for the loan, but immaterial whatever that's costing. I'm looking forward to seeing him. He's 17 years of age and he's certainly a talent. And I think he'll showcase it up here if given a chance.
I'll say one thing from right away. I mean, it's a lot of hype for a 17-year-old. I mean, there's a lot of coverage yet, and there's a lot of people talking about it in Sky and things like this. I've not seen that before. Normally, we sign a 17-year-old loan. It's for the B team, and you get you've signed this boy for that, and that's as far as it goes. But this boy seems to get a lot of coverage, which suggests that he's a wee bit special. That suggests that. But it concerns. The boy, Mohammed or Hamid, came from Man U. with a big price tag on the young boy, and he was a good player, and they just kicked the crap out of him. Tillman was the same young boy for Bayern Munich. They just kicked the crap out of him as well. So that's my fear with him. I dare say, with this hype, there's got to be something about him, surely. And I hope he gets the protection to show you what he's got, because it's not happened in the past. It's beaten, and the rest of them will stand back and watch these young players getting the crap kicked out of them. So I hope that doesn't happen. I hope the boy gets a chance.
Well, you mentioned Diallo. I remember chasing for a league and we're chasing in Europe, and he was sort of coming a bit better towards the end of the season. At times, Diallo came a big price tag. I think Man United paid about £38 million or round about that from the price tag that was out there. But when he went to Sunderland, he kicked on, and he was one of the most exciting players down there. And at the time, I think he was scoring goals and assisting, and then obviously he's went back to Manchester United, and at the start he had a big impact there, Bridge. Obviously Sima came in loan, and he had a big impact in Czerny, obviously being a bit older, came and had an impact. Silva, didn't he? So I think the boy will be good, and I think if he gets a chance to showcase his skills, I think we'll see it at Ibrox, and I think we'll see him weave by players, and it'll be exciting for us as a support to watch, and I think he'll bring a lot to the team. And also if you fling in Gismara and all there, I think he'll excite us this season as well. He looks like he knows where the goal is as soon as he comes on the park, and I think he'll be exciting to watch and see this year. And I think Tel Azagard, once he comes into the team and gets out of this wee injury, probably about a week away, I would think, probably before he might see him start.
Don't say that.
I'm guessing on it, but I know. But Jordan Rossiter one, and it is what you fear. No, I think he'll be back. I think we'll see him. Billy, I'll come to you in a minute, mate. I see you're in. And Azagard, when he's back, he looks an exciting player. So it looks like we've got 3 players there that own the ball. I think will excite the crowd, mate. Bridgeman, I think they'll get bums off seats at times.
Oh, I think so. And the boys you were mentioning a wee minute ago there, the boy that went to Diallo, what a fantastic player he was. Beautiful skills, all good left foot. And unfortunately, Rangers never got the best out of him. As we know, he got piled on and pummeled on. And I've been crying out for my team to sort of work for each other and fight for each other. As soon as any of our players get touched, and it's a negative way at all, is pile in and shove the guy that's doing it. Just shove him, keep shoving him away from him, just to let the player know that he's covered. No matter what happens, he's covered. Because some of the things that we've allowed to happen to our players is nothing short of shocking. I mean that sincerely, just shocking. We went to Arlo, and the guy played Arlo, and they kicked lumps at us. And with this young laddie, I can't remember his name now, they booted him right off the park and out of the game. We don't want that to happen to any of our players.
Well, we've been joined by our first caller of the night. Billy, how you doing, pal?
How's it going, mate? You all right?
Aye, good, mate, aye. Yourself?
Aye, no bad, mate. I've just thought I'd phone up to the Rangers Radio Curry House. Hey. No, listen, I was just listening there early doors there about the young fella, Mikey Moore.
Billy Moore.
Mike, what?
Billy Moore, it's no Mikey Moore.
Oh, yeah,
he's called him Billy.
That was right, that was right on the top of my head. Sorry, buddy. No, I was just listening there with the laddie Mikey Moore. I watched him a few times for Spurs last season. He's played, believe it or not, by the way, he's played 19 games for Spurs. He's only 17-year-old. Now, I know down in England, they've got a big league campaign, the Champions League run, etc. And what's that other cup? They play the EFL down there, and then the FA Cup, blah, 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 eh? But he played 19 games for Tottenham, 10 in the league. So he did. And he played 5 games in the Europa League for Tottenham, and he actually scored as well. So this young laddie is obviously held in high regard down at Tottenham. So I think it's a cracking loan signing for Rangers this year. But you're correct what you said there, Albert, earlier on. It's a clogging match up here, and that's my only concern, my laddie. Hopefully his physical strength and his pace will keep him out the road in these cloggers, but he's definitely a proper prospect, Albert, and I'm really looking forward to seeing this laddie playing in a Rangers jersey, mate.
I think you'll get to play. I think you'll get to play, Albert, and I think you'll be a good talent. Like you say, Billy, I don't know if he's blessed with loads of pace, but he just seems to glide by. I mean, I've seen a lot of clips of him last year, like I said, with Tottenham, and I think you're right. He played a few league games and that through their injury crisis, but you don't fling a 17-year-old in, and he certainly was making impacts in games. So I think it's a good bit of business for us. It's good for Tottenham. They're getting to make him up here. He's going to play in big games. And if his form obviously keeps him in the team, he'll play in big games. And then obviously they'll helps them in a way, but we're hoping that it'll help us as well, and it'll bring us domestic success as well. And that's what we're looking for, Albert.
Of course it is, mate. I hope the boy's a success. I hope he's protected and shows what he's got. And if he's played 19 games, okay, I'll probably be necessity he's played 19 games down there, because they had a lot of injuries under that fat Australian. So I hope he comes up and does well, mate. That's all I can say about the boy. But to all accounts, everybody speaks about him. They all hold him high regard. They all say he's a player. And that's great, mate. Great for us. And let's hope he shows it for us. And we're going to win the league with him and the rest of the team together. That'll do me, mate. That'll do me fine. You'll not get me complaining that he's 17 and he should have been a Rangers jersey or anything like that. It's all about talent, isn't it? And his interview proved that. If you're good enough, you're old enough.
I don't know if you heard Russell Martin's interview, Billy, but he also says that we need more players in. That's what he's looking for to add to the squad. Obviously, I think we had to name a squad by the day or something like that, I think, for this next round. So we need to add. Where do you think we need to add to the team? Where would you look at?
Well, obviously he thinks there's a problem there in the left back area. And when he was speaking there on getting his interview, he was saying that about Ridvan and what he expects for Jeffy. And if he's playing a player who's come up on loan, who's a natural right back, playing him out at left back, even though he can play her there, it says it all about the positions he's wanting. That's one of the positions he's wanting to strengthen in. Be it a left back. That said, you're also looking for a left-sided centre half. But one like a Bridgeman wants a 6'6" centre half that's left-footed. But they didn't come down the conveyor belt constantly. They kind of type players. So that's going to be an interesting role for Rangers to fill. But maybe if they do get a centre half who's left-sided, long as he can tackle, long as he can read the game, and if he's got a sweet left foot and heed the ball, I don't care if he's 5'10" or 6'6", long as he can do a job and a proper job defensively for Rangers. So, just to answer your question there, Mucker, I would say a left back and a left centre half. And if I want to throw another one right in the mixer, mate, we're needing a Rangers number 9, a goal scorer. I'm talking about a 25 goal a season striker. I want a poacher. That's what I want. I'm not want a boy to run off the ball and chase down and harry and like for talking sake your Dessers and your Danilos last night, mate. I want a goal scorer. That's what I want for the Rangers. So that's the 3 key positions for me: left back, centre half, and centre forward. Just to touch on another thing that I heard the gaffer speaking about And how long have I been banging on about this? I loved his comment when he says, if you're good enough, you're old enough. That's I'm all of that like a rash. I love that statement. So that's very encouraging for me, guys, when the gaffers come out with a statement like that, you know. So good on him for saying that, you know, because as I said, I've been banging on about that for long enough.
England certainly brought the age of the sort of group down, Bridge. We have sort of got a guy about 6'5" or 4", whatever he is. Fernandez that we signed, and I think he plays sort of on the left, Bridge.
Yeah.
You were looking for that sort of height, weren't you, and physicality?
Well, he's the man I thought would be a great player for us, but for some reason he's on the bench in it, and I'm waiting to see him actually starting a game and give a guy a chance to get into the pace, because if Scottish football's kind of cheating, you know, it's a very fast game, and if we don't want to be throwing him in, he should be getting as much football as possible into his legs, and we need to do that. Because even if we watch that game the other night there, and there's very few of our players can actually jump up and head the ball as like a defender and just head it back out again. You know, we just don't seem to have them. But we're doing all right. We'll get there. It looks as if they're starting to gel. But Billy said it himself. You know, it's basically all left side. The problems we've got, and whether we're getting players in of that ilk in time for to continue in Europe type of thing, I don't know. I hope they do. I really do. But I think we desperately need a left back, don't we? Really want. I don't know if Yefty is the answer to our left back position, but he'd be better. The boy would have been better. The other boy that's got there, he'd have been better on the right, and Yefty on the left. I think that's what I would say. However, there's the sticking block is Tavernier. What are you going to do with him? How are we going to do it? Because I think this might be his last season. It just might be his last season. So
going to upset Fox. I can see him now. He's not happy.
Fox is like myself as well. The guy's given us all he's got. He's been an absolutely fantastic servant to Rangers. He's made goals, scored goals. He's captained the team, and he does it with pride. But really and truly, the legs aren't there anymore. I'm not being funny. And he was a good right back and great at running forward and got in a lovely position, scored some magic goals, penalties, free kicks, you name it. Great player for us. But time's not in his side anymore. I don't know what you guys think, but I don't think he's in his side anymore.
Well, if you take away anything to do with Tav in his form, right, or anything like that, Tav was an attacking fullback under Stevie G. When we used him, he was an attacking fullback, and so was Borna, and that's what they done. They bombed up and down there, and they put in delivery after delivery after delivery, and obviously Tav scored a lot of goals, but that's what they were. And you're asking now for Tav to come in as an inverted fullback. Aarons is the same. When he played at Bournemouth, he was an attacking fullback. He went and attacked all the time for the right-hand side. He bombed forward. And when he does play on the right, we're going to ask him, I take him in, but I'd like to think that he will be able to go and bomb on down the right. But he'll be asked to come in as what he's been asked to do on the left. And I don't think he's comfortable on the left. I don't think he's really had two decent games at all. And I think he said the finger pointed at him a couple of times. People thinking, well, he's not that good or whatever. Caught out this or that, but I don't think it helps the fact that when he's been on the right, he looks far more comfortable. When he went round the player, knocked the ball down the line, we went up and scored the goal for Finlay Curtis, I think it was, or whatever. He was on the right hand side. He looks more comfortable. And I think Yefty, in my opinion, will be I think Russell Martin's obviously pointed out a few things right, which is understandable. That's his choice. But surely Yefty is good enough to go in and play left back against Motherwell tomorrow.
Yefty's not in the team for one reason and one reason only, mate. He's no positional sense. Well, that's why he's got Aarons over there, or Aarons over there. He has got positional sense. He's not, because Aarons is not a better left back per se than Jeffy. but he is better. He's better understanding the game, better positional. He takes up better positions than Jeffrey. But Jeffrey's more athletic than Aarons, and he's better than the Aarons, and he's faster than Aarons. And he can beat a player. I don't know if Aarons can beat a player because he's not on his natural side. But Jeffrey can beat a player, no bother. His delivery's a wee bit ropey. Could be damn well bit improvement. But the one big reason he's no in the team is his positional play, as far as I can see. And that's what he's trying to get through to the boy, saying, look, you need to understand where you should be. You need to understand how to defend. In other words, where you should be when the other teams get the ball. And once he gets that, and you can coach that and get to learn that. There's no doubt about that. If he gets that right, I think Jeffrey was one hell of a player. Really, honestly. Once the boy settles down and gets some more experience and understands what he's supposed to be doing, because he has got the ability, mate. There's no doubt about it. I know a lot of people don't like him, but he's got the ability. He definitely has got the ability. I'd like to see him practice his crossing right now and picking people up.
I think he shouldn't let some down any chances to the chance to shoot. And I think that's been one. Listen, I think you have to. It surprises me why, if you want to get a better balance into the team, and we're supposed to be going to be ball dominant, we're going to be controlling the game or games, as Russell Martin tells us. So we should be going forward more. I shouldn't really need to worry too much about defending, and same as we did with Tav and Borner, because they get caught out many a time. But to deliver that much going forward, I think you have to bring a better balance to us on the left-hand side. Naturally, it possibly helps Suter out as well, because I think he's playing out a position on the left-hand side and it's not helping him either, Billy. But the manager's sticking with the way he sees it. And fair enough, it's up to him. But I think Aarons then gets questioned a bit at times because he's not going forward enough when he receives the ball. And I just think he's had shaky moments, and as a whole defence is, and I think we just don't work the ball out as quick because we're playing technically before right-fitted players on right across your defence, Billy.
Aye, that's a good shout, mate. But you've got to hang me as well. You know, that's, how can I put it, horses for courses type thing. But I like a balance along the back four, and I like a balance in the midfield. Maybe I'm just old school. Maybe that's just the way it is. And I've seen the good Rangers teams, the bad Rangers teams, you know, the brilliant Rangers teams, and all the brilliant sides, they all had a balance. But you've got to remember as well, when, like for talking sake, when you look on Rangers under Dick Advocate, we used to play big Tony Vidmar. You know, he wasn't naturally left-sided, but he played because he played in that position then. But he was, to me anyway, his favourite fit was his right foot. You know, so it happens. You know, but if we're going to teach these young laddies different positions, etc., you know, I mean, this is just after the top of my head. You know, there'll probably have guys out there saying, "What is he talking about?" And folks scratching their nut. You know, there's a laddie there that's got all the ability in the world, and we've spoke about him on the show a million times for his work ethic. But one thing he has got is a sweet left foot, and he's got an eye for a pass, and he can tackle. You know what I mean? And he's a young laddie. And I'll probably get shot down for this. And obviously the gaffer's maybe he's thought of this, maybe he's not thought of this. I don't know. I'm not a mind reader. But you never know. Bailey Rice maybe do a job there at left back. You never know. You'll never know what you try. And that's just a wee idea. If the laddie's not getting a game as a defensive midfielder with what he's got, why not throw him in there just to see if he can do a job for you in there? And if he can do a job, you maybe say to yourself, well, hold on now, we've got a wee gem in there. You know, maybe that laddie will do a wee job in there. Maybe he'll know. Maybe I'm just talking nonsense. But you'll never know if you don't try. You know. So as for Jeffy, I totally agree with Albert on that one, Southside, because his positional sense is terrible. It actually gives me the fear, the boy. You know, he's got no sense of danger whatsoever. I mean, some of the decision making that he does is mind-boggling. You know, he lets people run off him all the time. He lets people ghost in on the blind side. Don't get me wrong, the lad, he's good going forward. He's got all the pace in the world to burn. You know, his final ball could be a lot better. But to me, he can't defend properly, mate. And that's, if you're going to be a defender, especially at Rangers, mate, you've got to defend properly. You know what I mean? But has he got something about him? Absolutely. But will he kick on? Only time will tell on that one.
I think he's been caught. At times positional, sometimes he's been poor. I think he's decent height. I think he can header a ball. I think he can get up and header. I think he can come inside. He's sort of comfortable. I think now with the system, should have more players running about and that where he could go and play. I just don't see a big problem with him playing against Motherwell. I just think Aaron's, there shouldn't be a problem with him going probably and playing the left back, but I don't think we're doing him as good a service with playing him at left back. I don't think he's really comfortable in it. I never liked a right-footed player playing left back. Just doesn't cut it for me.
Well, you don't bring a Premiership standard right back up to play left back for you. That doesn't make any sense, mate, does it? And I said that today in his interview. He's no here to cover left back. He's doing the job, but he's not here to do that. That's not what he's brought up today. He's brought up to replace Tav. That's the way he's there. And until we start just screwing the nut and settling down and start to rebuild the team and put the players where they should be, and let Tav cover arms when you're trying to rotate your team. Last night for it, or the Wednesday night there in 40 degrees, the heat. When you've got a big enough squad, you can rotate them on and say that you don't need to play on Saturday, you're due back, that sort of thing. But I'll tell you one thing that needs to happen in the team as well: better passing, mate. We need players you bring in need to be better passers, and the ones we'll go need to sober up. They need to be better passers than they're doing in the moment, because this team's all about passing. This his system he wants to play, which I'm no saying is right. I'm no saying wrong. I'm going with what he's. If he wants to play that, he can play that. That's fine with me, because at the end of the day, it's his job. It's on the line, not mine. It's his job. So it's fine. I'm fine. But this system needs people that can pass the ball. All the team, not just some of the team. All the team needs to be improved their passing, mate, because their passing is absolutely woeful. Awful. At the moment, and it's early doors yet, mate. It's just early doors. I know that. And we're in pre-season still. Tomorrow's the first real game of the season as far as I'm concerned. The European stuff, that's just too early. That should be scrapped, that nonsense. That's just totally unfair. Not just in Rangers and everybody. But definitely better passing, mate. We've got to get anybody we're bringing in. That's one of the remits, mate. Passing. It's got to be.
I think the team's going to change anyway. I mean, Moore will come in. Gazmar will be playing. Asgard will be playing. We'll probably even maybe get another signing or two in the door that will probably go into the first team. And obviously you'll have players fighting to get in the team. Bridgman, you'll have Bizrami trying to fight to get in the team if he's still going to be part of the manager's long-term plans. You've also got Lyle Cameron trying to fight his way into that sort of midfield as well. And obviously Connor Barron, and like Billy said, maybe left back, because he's a good passer of the ball and he's got good vision, Bailey, but I think left back, he's got to work harder and run at times, and if you've got a flying winger, you might be in a wee bit of trouble. But we've got midfield positions in there that they're all going to have to start fighting for Bridge and try and hold down a jersey. So I think with the game's coming thinking fast, there'll be a chance for one or two of them over the next few weeks that might get a chance to come in and see how they do.
Oh yeah, I agree with you there, pal. But you know, when you go back to Yefty, Yefty's a quality player going forward. There has been, right? And you're right. Positional sense isn't 100%. But if you want him to stay wide on the left, then you have to make that space for him, or he has to make it himself. But his defensive qualities are lacking, and it's simply because his positional sense isn't great, and it's criminal as a full back anyway. It's criminal that somebody can get goal side of you. I mean, just criminal. A full-back, somebody getting cold goal side of him, you can't tackle him. It's a penalty. You'll just pull him down. You've got to make sure that you're the man that's goal side. You're the full-back. Make sure you're the one that's goal side. And by the way, it's unforgivable sometimes when you see full-backs doing it, and our full-backs have done it quite a lot. But there's a number of players Rangers have got that are good players, but where they're playing on the park, that's their position. They need to make it their position, and they need to show all the qualities of that position if they're playing there. And I mean that with Yefty. Yefty, when you get him above the halfway line, he's no bad. He's no bad pass to the ball, and he's quite good at getting the ball in. So I'm not saying he's the best, but he's no bad, and he's up there. He's big. I noticed the last couple of times he's been able to go up and head of the ball, but he needs to learn three things. He needs to learn in his position. Don't let him to goal side him, and he must learn to take a throw in. It is murder at throw-ins, absolute murder, and we get loads of them, and before you know it, we've lost the ball. Terrible. So he needs to learn that.
I don't think Yefty would have played probably as many games as we flung him into. We exposed him to a magnitude of games that he hadn't played at anywhere near that level. So now and again he was a bit raw. I think if Ridvan had stayed fit, I think Ridvan would have played a lot more games to help spell him. Obviously he'll get tired, mentally tired, physically tired, because we exposed him to the games, and he's playing against Manchester United and Tottenham. He's getting exposed into the Europa League, and also playing the three, more or less. You're playing Saturday midweek and then Saturday or Sunday again. And I just think over a season he will dip in form and might be caught out. But I think he's a talent, and I think probably in time, I think we'll have to probably, if we don't go out and buy a left back, I know we might have been linked with one or two, but if it doesn't happen, for me, Ernst can't be playing, and I know he alluded to it, he'll no be. So it would either be he'll get Jeffy up to speed, or else we're going to go out and buy somebody. Billy.
Mm-hmm. I think it was Neil McCann that was talking about the boy Jeffy, and I'm sure he says the impression that the training staff got at that time, maybe the boy was mere a confidence player, and that happens with some young laddies. You know, some players, as you well know, guys, you can roar and shout at them, and they need roar and shouted at for them to get the best out of them. And other players, if you roar and shout at them, they just go into their shell and they put their head down. And I think Jeffy's one of the players that he's one of the players that if you roar and shout at him, he'll just put his head down. I think he's one of the players that he needs somebody playing beside him, or somebody standing at the touchline, giving him all the confidence, shouting words of encouragement to him, and putting a wee earn on him when he's not doing what he's meant to do. So I think that he is one of the type players, guys. But talking to Albert, I've got to agree with Albert again. As for the passing, I mean, oh my goodness. I mean, it's been sloppy, it's been rushed, it's been panicky. You know, if professional football players, this is just my opinion, like, if professional footballers can't pass the ball 10, 20 yards, doing basic stuff, then I don't know how they became professionals, because that's your bread and butter. You know what I mean? A football player. You know, you've got to have some shape, fashion, or form, or whatever the case may be. You've got to have some kind of ability for you to show a professional football club that you've got something about you for you to take a chance on you. You know, but if you can't do the basics right, mate, you know, then it's super frustrating for the management team. But for us sitting in the stands watching it, mate, we're all pulling our hair out for what we've got left, you know. But that said and all, it's not all doom and gloom, guys, because obviously
I've got to do Billy, hold on. I've got to do the basics right. It's 9 o'clock and it's tune time. and I've got to make
that
sure
right?
the management. I've got to make sure the management out there, Fox and that's got to get this done. Stephen, we'll play your tune next week. I see you put it in for a request, and the Decky team says we'll play it next week for you. And Rapport, we'll get that one for you next week, and all the one you requested. So if you guys like to hit mute, it's time to hear the tune.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
You enjoy that, Albert?
Okay, I did anyway. I always do that one. Like,
they get the tunes on. Start of the season, innit? Might as well just fire it out there, eh?
Okay.
That's a quality song, that one. Quality song. For us, anyway.
Yeah, right. Where are we going to start here? Aye, we'll talk about the game tomorrow, because we've got a game tomorrow, first game of the season. Obviously, last two opening games, Kilmarnock and Hearts, we've not managed to get to 3 points, so we're hoping that we're going to go here tomorrow, 5:30 kick-off, and pick up the 3 points. I'll come and ask you maybe what teams you might pick just as we're going on in the last hour, and we'll have a laugh at that. But we've not started well, all bare in the starts of games, for what we've seen and watched. We've been slow starters in the games. We've took in the games that we've seen nearly 20 minutes, 25 minutes to even get up near the goal and get a shot at goal. So we need to have a fast start on Saturday. We need to come right out the traps,
It's not just a fast start, mate. It's the first half. We don't actually. The first halves, we don't seem to play well in the first halves at all. And the games we've been playing, even the friendlies. But we then seem to come on to a bit of I'm not saying a great game, but a bit of a better game in the second half. But the last couple of games, the Middlesbrough game and that one there in the Tuesday, I mean, it was 20 odd minutes, 23, 24 minutes before we actually got up the park in both games. So we need to start a bit better than that. We can't allow that to carry on. But we'll get to a team. I suppose you're going to want us to pick a team.
Oh,
which
no.
is going to be good fun. It's going to be good fun. We can't pronounce half the team's names.
Well, all right. It's early. We'll maybe get some callers on, or get some other messages sent in, and we can maybe see. Right, all right, Albert, I'll pick you on the spot. If you were looking for the team that played the other day, and also we've got a game on Tuesday, right? And it will be a factor, I would think. And maybe I'm expecting 2 changes, right? I think 2 or 3 possible changes you could make tomorrow without any problem. But I'll be interested to see what you think. So I'll let you go first then.
The team will be with Butland, Tavernier, Suter, Big De Jager, and Aarons. Midfield will be Raskin, Diamonde, and Rodwell. And up front will be the Gasman, Dessers, and Dow.
All right. Keeping Dowell in, playing Dessers, and keeping the defence, goalkeeper, midfield the same. And then that'll probably be what you think will start on the Tuesday night. I would guess again that sort of defence and midfield. So you're going to keep that, I would think. I know I'm flinging you on to Tuesday, but I'm just flinging it in there. Do you think that'll be the same midfield and defence that will start on the Tuesday as well?
I think he'll keep the defence together definitely Saturday for continuity. The midfield, they might change. I would think he'll put the same ones out, but he might change it, mate. He might to give the. That was a hard shift there on Tuesday, Wednesday night. That was a hard shift. I think he needs to look at the forward line. He really needs to look at the forward line.
Right. So you've got Dill, Dessers, and the Gasman as your front 3. What about you, Bridge? Would you keep the same team, defence, midfield, and would you change the front 3 strike force?
I would certainly change my. I would change my defence. I wouldn't have Suter in the team if I could help it. I would make sure he was rested for the midweek game. I know we need to win.
With Fernandez.
I'd put Fernandez in there along with Giga or DG or whatever his name is. So definitely. I'm actually thinking that we can maybe rest Aarons for that midweek game as well and put Jefty in, because Jefty knows Motherwell. He's played against Motherwell, you know. So wouldn't weaken it a great deal, in my opinion. However, it gives us a balance again, you know, and it lets Fernandez get a game, because I really and truly think we should be playing Fernandez at centre back all the time. He's the tallest man we've got, I believe, in the team. So we should be playing him, and I believe he's quite good defensively on the ground as well. So we'll need to wait and see. That's what I would think from a back perspective. Who was your midfield again, South over?
Rodwell, Raskin, and Diamande.
Yeah. There isn't very many.
Listen to his thing about it. Listen to his interview, by the way, when he's turning and saying that boy says to him, "Oh, we get beat the first game of the season. That's us behind. We never seem to be able to catch up." And he turns and says, "Well, it's not the case. You'll get plenty of time to catch up. It's nothing to do with getting beat the first game of the season because you're not winning the league. It's you've got plenty of time." So that suggests that he might be going, "No, I'm going to rest some. I'm going to put Cortez and Barron and Cameron and all that into the team. They win the game, obviously, but he's looking to rest them and actually play them on Tuesday. So it's one of the dilemmas, isn't it? You're saying, what's the priority game here? Is it the game on Tuesday or is it the game on Saturday? But we're all want to win the league, so you're saying the game on Saturday is the priority game, right? But he's also looking at, to the other point of view, going, well, the game on Tuesday is all money. It's a money game, big money game. Could potentially lead to big money. So it's everything comes too quick, and it's just all too quick. Teams no built, teams no settled, all the players are no in yet. Yes, start of the season, already played difficult game away in Greece, 40-degree heat or whatever it was. It's mental anyway, whatever it was. And then you get this league game, and then you've got another game straight after it. Each one's important for their own different reasons. One's important for money, one's important for winning a league. But winning a league gets you into the straight into the Champions League next year. So winning the league's the priority, I would say. We want to do well in the Champions League, that we'll try to get to it this year, but it's definitely winning the league is the priority as far as I can say. But it's difficult. It's difficult, mate. What do you do? Then you've got the added...
You've got to blend the team, don't you?
Who is good enough to get into the team? I mean, are the players that's not been playing? So to take out the positions of the players that are playing. The fact you've not got Egerman and you've not got Azagard, that's a problem, mate. That is a problem. Because they two would have probably started.
Aye, Billy, how do you see it?
Aye, the team will roughly be the team he put out in the park the last couple of games, I would think. Give and take the front three. I think the rest of all, the back four, he'll not tweak it much because he's basically said what he's got to do with that team. It'd maybe be a wee surprise. He maybe drop Aarons and put Jeffy in there, but I can't see it. I think that'll be the only change at his back four. The midfield it'll be status quo with that, Rothwell, Diamonde and Raskin. But I think you'll tweak it up front a wee bit with Danilo. Danilo's played 2 games up top himself, so I think not my great lover of him right enough, but I think Dessers will come back as the Rangers number 9 tomorrow. And I think maybe O'Dowd will drop to the bench and Bajrami will get a start and he'll keep the wee fellow on. What's the young fellow's name again? Southside?
Finlay Curtis.
Finlay Curtis. I think that lad will keep he'll keep his position because the wee man's flying. He's full of confidence. You know what I mean? He's scored 2 goals in 3 games or something like that. So I think the lad he'll keep his jersey out in that left hand side. That'll be as close as I think to the team. I could be wrong right enough as I said it. We'll all be probably wrong, mate. You know what I mean? Because obviously we're just guessing. We're just giving our own personal thoughts on the team.
Aye, it depends on how people will feel in that sense. We'll probably want to keep the nucleus of the team. And listen, I don't disagree. It'll probably be the same defence that played the other night, and probably the same midfield. I think you could switch it. If you look at it now, we started with a young boy for the academy, Finlay Curtis. We started, if you look at it for last season, with our 3rd choice striker playing up front, and we start with Kieran Dill, who we all expected to boot the door. Whether he had a good season at Birmingham, he wasn't certainly not playing in that position. But three players, if you're looking at it, you wouldn't have thought would have started your first European tie, Albert. So it is going to change, and it's the same in the league. I don't think the 3 will start tomorrow. Me personally, I would have played Aarons at right back, I'd have played Jeffy at left back, I'd have played Giga. And I probably have went with Suter just for the experience factor, but I don't like him playing on the left. I do agree with Bridge. I would like to see Fernandes, and I would like to have seen him tomorrow, but I don't think the manager thinks he's ready to fling him in, and I think he's got to keep. I think he's going to keep the defence the same. Midfield-wise, I don't think Diamandi did a good game midweek, but he'll probably start, and I think they three will start in the midfield, Raskin and Rothwell. But and up front, I would play Cortez on the right. I would probably go with Dessers as my striker, and on the left I'd be playing Gasmara, the Gasman. I'd have him on the left. That would be my front three. Cortez needs to try and get some game time, so get him out on the left, get him out on the right, and hope that the fact that we've paid $4 million, and if he is going to be part of the plans, he needs game time, same as some of the other fringe players. So I think he could probably start for me instead of Dell, but other people have different opinions. Albert, would you start Cortez?
Possibly, mate, aye. Possibly. He's not been doing much in any of the games he's actually played, but aye, I'm with you. £4 million, £4.5 million, a lot of money for a squad player you're not going to play. I know it's not for the Premiership, but for us, I don't think he's had a chance anyway, mate. I really don't. I think you need to give him time to settle, and I think you'll see something special with that boy, you know. I think he's got something. Well, I'm not quite sure if he's good as a gas man or the wee boy Moore coming in, but he's definitely got something, mate. He's definitely, and you've got to start utilising your squad anyway, whether you like it or whether you don't like it, because there isn't any way, no how that the players that played on Wednesday can carry on, play all the games with minor tweaks for the rest of the season. You're going to have to change it up. So I think I'd like to see wee Cameron getting some game time as well, because this is right up his street, Scottish game. I mean, he's definitely used to playing hard. Although no, the rest of the Premiership teams, wee Barn as well. Barnes' passing's a bit ropey at times, but you need to start looking at it. Either that, you get rid of them. They're not good enough. They're not good enough.
That's the thing, Billy. See, once as we're talking about Asegard, it looks like he'll play in a, well, we'll just call it 2-8s, right? We'll call it the 2-8s with Raskin and Diamandi, right? So you'd think that he's going to come in. He's not going to, I don't think, play out wide right. You know, I think we're going to get somebody to play wide right as the time goes on anyway. So I think he's going to be more or less taking either a Raskin or a Diamandi position. Or alternate when maybe Raskin or Diamandi for game to game, because we're going to have to change players about, and that also might give Cameron a chance. He might be one that might come in and play in some of the league games that people don't expect him to, depending on which are European game on the Wednesday night. So we're going to have to mix it up at times. We're only you want a settled sort of look at a team, but in time Aarons will be right back, and we'll either buy a left back or Gefty will do what he's hoping he'll do when he gets a chance, and he'll maybe start to get more regular game time until somebody such as he wants to replace him. So I think in time there's going to be a natural balance, but the midfield is quite congested, Billy. But at the moment, most people are thinking it's Rothwell, Raskin and Diamandi, but they're not going to play every week in every game.
No, I don't know. I don't think they will, because you can't. The days of same starting 11 going through a full league campaign, that's all. They're all gone. The days, you know. But what we have got now is we're starting to get options, and that's a good thing. Do you know what I mean? We've got options over the park, apart from certain areas that he's want to strengthen. We spoke about that earlier on: left back, left centre, half type, left centre back, or whatever you want to call it, and a centre forward. But other than that, we've got stacks of options of players that he can come in there, and I'm sure he'll have his own ideas and thoughts of the players he can trust in their positions. You know, also the manager will have his personal thoughts in the end nucleus area. Say six maybe main starters every week, including your goalkeeper. You know what I mean? And the rest all be fighting for a jersey. I'm not saying that what I mean by that is, I'm not saying that the players that come in are guaranteed a game. What I'm saying is he'll have a solid foundation of what he's wanting. You know what I mean? The spine of the team will be right. That's one thing. You know, once we get the spine of the team right up through the middle of the park for the goalkeeper to centre forward, then the rest of the side will all branch off round about it, and it'll be up to the rest of the players to work hard in training, etc., to get in that Rangers team, mate. But what I have seen in training, I've been following Rangers on YouTube, and watched them on training and that, mate. And the training's been really good. It's been very, very pleasant to the eye. It's been sharp. It's been crisp. You know what I mean? It's been quick. There's a good continuity about the players. They're all having, there looks a right good camaraderie there. There's a lot of, you know, fun and jokes going on. It's just that it's went full circle. You know, it's no all doom and gloom, and the players are all looking as if they're enjoying what they're doing, etc. So the next best thing to that is, as the manager said, you know, you've got to take the things onto the park, because it's not all about doing it in training, and then when you go into the park, you didn't perform. That's the reason you train all week. You train all week to brush up your skills, and then if you get picked for a position on the park, you go in there and you carry that for the training ground onto the park and deliver it on the park, because that's where it matters most. You know?
Aye, you're right, Billy. It's competition for places, and he's starting with the sort of strongest squad in all Bridgeman that we've seen. We've seen it against Middlesbrough when they brought them all on, and you knew then that the game that they played against Dunfermline, the team they picked that day was the team that started in the European game. They kept it the same again. So, but I think, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. He might start Finlay Curtis, but I think Gismara comes in. I think he comes in on the left and starts on the Mora night, Bridgeman. And I just think it's either do you pick Danilo or do you go with Dessers? That'll be the question. Danilo obviously scoring in pre-season, but he had done a lot of running during the week. But it might be his chance on the Mora against Motherwell to maybe get scoring in the league and continue the pre-season for him.
Good shout. Personally, I want to see players that have been scoring. And just recently, there were some good players scoring good goals. And the boy Gasman, I'd certainly be playing. If it was me, I would like to see him starting. He's not started a game yet, and I might be wrong. Maybe not ready to start a game. And his impact when he comes on up to now, anyway, has been first class. But I would like to see him starting, and the fans are just. I think the fans will just love it. You know, when you get a player that you can see cutting in like that, 100% confidence, you know, and forcing yourself onto the game, making players challenge him, and making space for himself. Just it's wonderful to watch. As you saw, we've been doing it for a few seasons. Where I thought Czerny and when he was out in the right, coming in and beautiful far post goals, you know, just great stuff, you know. And I want somebody to be able to do that. And that Gasman seems the most, to me anyway, the most likely to do that. That's not to say that Finlay Curtis can't do that. We've seen him doing that a couple of times. But I would like to see Gasman starting. I think he's got it. And if we could start Finlay Curtis on the right, I don't know if he would be able to start there or not. But and let him come in and cut in. I don't know if he's got a left foot or not. But we'll soon find it. I think I would desperately like to see the big Fernandes playing. I would like to see him playing. I don't know if he's fit enough. That's my problem. He's maybe no match fit yet. But I would like to see him playing. I want to see all the better players playing in the park. And I think it looks like a giant. He looks like a big giant with a huge frame. And nobody's going to take a mickey with him or anything like that. Or push him. I don't see that happening. So I like that. That's something solid that the rest of your defenders can sort of go beside him but Butland at the back. Well, you know, what can you say? He's what form he's on. So that's what I would like to see them attack to be right. The centre forwards, well, we haven't got Egerman. I would play Egerman every day of the week for me. He's not there. I would play Danilo and then bring Dessers on. Some folk would say the opposite way, you know, play Dessers and bring Danilo on. But I just think, what at Ibrox? Give me a 3-5-2 and go up there and pummel them. Just pummel them with sheer pace and aggression. Maybe we'll not get the players.
Might be something we might go to, Bridge. I don't know. What do you think, Albert? Might go to a 3-5-2 in time. I mean, you could technically play it now if you used Fernandes, Suter, and Giga. I thought the Giga and Fernandes looked all right when he came on against Middlesbrough. I thought the two of them looked quite good. They were passing the ball well, and Fernandes was passing the ball well. Was moving about a wee bit quicker when he came on. I don't know what you thought, Albert.
Whether he goes to a 3-5-2, I'm not quite sure, but he's got the players to do it, I suppose, to do what he wants. But he seems to be he's going to stick to a formation, and we're not going to deviate for it. Why should we? We're winning. We win the two competitive games. We get through the win one, drew one. The competitive games we get through. So you might just say, no, I'm sticking with my formation, my tactics, and I'm not changing for anyone, which is fair enough. That's what he wants to do. That's what he wants to do. But it's difficult. The thing you think about is, see, if we weren't at that game on Wednesday, wasn't played in such heat, you think he would have made any changes? I don't think he would have made any changes. I think he's trying to find a settled team. It's difficult enough to try and blood people into the team, but you can't be doing it every single game. You've got to have a settled team first, then you can blood people into it. But at the moment, it seems to be we've not got any settled team, and he's just going, oh, bring him Hernandez, he's Fernandes, and he's not been playing. Or we'll bring Cortes in, he's not been playing. We'll bring Barjami, he's not been playing. Bright, Barn, Cameron, they've not been playing. So you're trying to blood them into your team, that team that's not actually settled yet. So I can't see him. I don't think he'll go away too much for what you've seen on Wednesday. He'll do a tweak here and there, I think. But I don't think he'll go a million miles away from it.
No, right, Smurf, how are you doing?
Hi, how you doing, Troops? Are you all right? So I've got a question for you, a wee bit different for the usual humdrum. Is the system going to work? Do you like the manager, etc., etc.? What do you all feel about the lack of Walters waistcoats and brown brogues? He's buying into it.
That's a really good question, you.
By the way, I'm not having it. I'm not having it. See, for that, it's a sackable offence. I'm not having it.
Smart, he could wear Broxy Bears for as long as we win.
And then he goes and does his Sky TV interviews after the game in a shirt and a tie. Can you believe it? Unbelievable.
Listen,
anyway,
it was very hot early. Seen the state of the players and all that. I know some of them get interviewed after the game and all, you know. No, listen, I used to get the brown brogues on. I'll give him that. Listen, I think. See, me, I've watched it. I don't know if you've watched some of the training, Smurf, but I think the training's looked good. I think it's looked intense. You can see that he's trying to drill a system, and you're only going to learn it on the park. You can do as much training as you want and where you're meant to be, but until you're getting tested on the park, I just think there's times to play football at the back, and I think on Wednesday night there was a couple of times where it should just have been lumped down a channel. I looked to see where a player was and tried to lump it instead of the ball that Giga played to Tav. Whether Tav asked for it or no, when the boy nicks it at the edge of the 18-yard box and squares it across the boy, and the boy just didn't even hit the target. Stuff like that, when you're looking to make a pass and it's no on, then surely it's got to come into the players' heads. I need to lump this forward. I know a manager might not like it, but I'm not going to give away a goal or a chance. And I think a lot of them are thinking, I can't do that. But I think there was a few times on Wednesday night when that was the exact thing to do, Smith.
I think I totally agree with you. There's a time to be idealistic, and there's a time to be pragmatic, and there's a balance to be had. I and I don't think the man's a pragmatist. I've got to be honest, right? Like, I don't want to be negative. Right? But see, when Beale came in, you could smell it. And old Davy was the first to say it. He called him a barra boy, right? A wido. And this guy's no that stamp. He is absolutely, totally sold in his beliefs. And there's an arrogance in that. And there's better people than him. And he'll ever be failed at Rangers. I don't think he's got the wiggle room to be arrogant. I don't think he's got the wiggle room to be sort of totalitarian in his beliefs and his system. There's no way of playing football. And if he's no pragmatic at the right times and doesn't allow his players to be pragmatists when it's required, he'll fail. I remember listening to an interview with John Gregg saying that he had license for the manager, if required, to change things on the pitch. And such was the trust in him and the experience he had. If it was required, he'll no be like that. He'll be dictatorial. And Oxton, the Mickey out of me the other night, I don't know what that says. It says something along the lines the players were so more worried about where they are geographically in the pitch than what's going on in the game. At times you can see it. You know, the Taft tucks in and he's the right-hand side of 3 centre-backs. And then that boy Aarons is sort of inverted left. He's sort of in beside Rothwell as a sort of second number 6. That's what it looks like to me. I might be wrong. Rather than playing in their traditional roles. And see if you're more worried about that. Opposition only thinking about that. And if it clicks, it might be devastatingly brilliant. And there's nobody wants to be eating humble pie any more than myself. But see, at the moment, over the course of a season, see if it doesn't improve drastically. Tell you I'm worried. Just don't know what you think.
Well, listen, there'll be teething problems. But looking, I think we all know he's looking probably, I would imagine, at a left back, maybe even a left centre back, a right winger, and a striker. And I think if we get two out the 4 before the start of the season, then it'll probably once a balance. It's like anything you're drilling a system, Billy. It's not going to be perfect. It's only 2 games that they 11 played. But I think you'll have a belief that players have got to stick to it. And once it does work and you can get the benefits of it and you're winning with it, then everybody will buy into it. It's just about the players that are picked that have got to make sure that they know the passing and that's got to be a lot better and crisper. But it's like anything. It's about winning games of football. And I think in the forward line going forward, and maybe what we might still add if we're looking at a right winger and even a striker, then I think we're getting a lot more players that once we get it forward, we've got a lot better talent up front that we've looked at and hoping that we can see there that will certainly score with assists and score goals for us. That's the way I see it.
Mm-hmm. Aye, listen, I think it will come. It will come. The gaffer's obviously got his own philosophy and his own football way of thinking and a style of football that he's wanting to play, you know, and we've got to just try and wait and give that time. But you know, I'm with the troops on this one. Like, see this tippy-tappy football round about the box. You know, I said this 2 or 3 weeks ago on the show. I think Albert touched on it as well. I mentioned it regarding just go long and take the pressure off your defence and get yourself up the park, 20 yards up the park, take a breathe. You know, it gets your defence a wee breather, etc., etc. And Albert had mentioned that the gaffer doesn't want him to do that. Now I understand that. You know, I understand he's wanting to play a style of football, etc., etc. But in situations like that, when you've got 4 or 5 opponent players shutting your fullbacks down and shutting your centre halves down and squeezing you into wee corners, sometimes you've just got to go long just to get yourself up the park. It makes total sense to me, because what happens, and it will happen, we will get caught, you know, and the early signs are there, guys. The early signs are there of getting caught with sloppy passes, you know. And also another thing that we don't want to do, we don't want to fall into the same trap of old as becoming predictable. You know, when you start to become predictable, other teams will suss you. And when they suss you, and if you are too rigid and you will not change your style of football and you become predictable, you get punished. It's as simple as that. And look where that's took us the last few seasons when we became predictable. You know, we're right back where we are again, you know. But another thing as well, the manager, it's all right, the manager saying he's wanting a style of football, but as one of the boys says there, you've got to trust your players to make big decisions and big moments and big games of football. It's as simple as that. It's all right, you don't win games of football on a tactics board. You win games of football on the grass. That's how you win games of football. It's all right, you know, the tactical know-how, etc., and awareness and blah, 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 and all this. But you can overcomplicate things, you know. Some players can take it on board. Some players can't take it on board. Some players take a wee bit more time than others to take it on board. You know, as Perry said, and I've quoted this before, football is easy. It's the players that make it difficult, you know. But that said, by the way, Smudge, I'm with you on the brogues, mate. Get the suit back on and the club tie all day long, buddy. Tradition.
Well, by all accounts, I came across it the other night and I'd seen that Motherwell manager had done a press conference. I didn't even know who their manager was at the time. So I thought I'll watch it and see what they ask him and see what his thoughts are. I think his name's Jens Bertrand Askew. I think he was Norwegian or something, but I listened to him and he's got the same philosophy. He wants to play out for the back. He said that's what they've been doing. He wants to control the game. So it looks like they're going to be playing a similar style of football. The Morris Olbert.
What does that? What does that mean? What the two teams want to dominate the ball. So the first to the ball, that's it. The game's done. And we'll give the ball back to the other team.
Well, it looks like to me, listening to him, he's wanting to play it for the back. He wants to go and attack. He said he'll attack as the Mora. So I was quite happy with that. I thought, good. We're looking forward to a game like that. I was hoping, because they're at home, it's their first league game, you'd expect him to. But he seems to be of the same mindset as Russell Martin, and he said, I'm a younger coach and we've got more modern thinking about the game and how we want to control the game and how we want to play out for the back and all that and be ball dominant. So that's what he's been drilling into the Motherwell team, Albert. So there could be plenty of mistakes at the back for them.
I mean, goodbye the tactics, but I'm the tactics expert. I said the other night, I don't understand what we're trying to do, but I listened to the Rangers review. I don't know if you've ever listened to it, but they do a tactical programme, I think it's once a week they do it, with Joshua Barry and a boy called Adam, I can't remember his second name. And I was listening to them, and after I listened to them, I had a better idea of what they're trying to do, because as I say, I'm no nouns for understanding this tactics. I'm old school, you know what I mean? Up the wing, cross the ball to the centre forward, he heads it in the goal. That's as far as my tactics going on. But what they're saying is you're trying to create a 2-on-1 situation all over the park. That's what Rangers are trying to do. And you do that with the constant passing and the inverted fullback. So the fullback comes in to the round about the 6 position, but the 6 is forward. So he gets it, passes it, the fullback gets it, passes it to 6, he passes it back, which creates a space. And the space they're trying to create is for Diamandi and Araskin. They're trying to get them into space, and they do that by trying to create 2-on-1s all over the place. So it makes a bit more sense. But for shelling the ball up the park, you'll not allow them to do it. at the moment he'll not allow them to do it. And I understand why he'll not allow them to do it. What he's trying to say, and he's been harping on about for long enough now, is you need to be brave on the ball. You need to be brave on the ball. So he's saying, if I allow them to kick the ball just up the park, that's what they're going to revert to in most games. Oh, just boot it away. And he doesn't want that. So he's trying to get emphasise, be brave in the ball. You're not getting, you can kick the ball long, but if it's on your terms, that's what he's saying to him. You can kick it up the park long, but it's on your terms. We want to kick it up for a pass, in other words. So if you see like Danilo or one of the boys in the wing cutting in and there's a space, fire it long to him. He's allowing that, but he's not going to allow it just because they're getting closed down with players. He'll not allow them to shell it up the park. He's wanting them to hold it, be brave on the park, and he's told them positions that they need to get into. And that's what Tav was trying to do when De Gea gave him the ball. He's inverting. He's trying to make that 2-on-1. What he's wanting to do is draw the other guy up to him. No, the guy behind him, the other guy over to him. Pat, we short 1-2 with Rodwell or whoever's playing the deep number 6. And then they're free now. That's them open. They've opened up the park, probably for Diamandi to have a space because they've gone over that side. So I understand that. Now, I did it before, and I sort of that's as far as it goes. I take it it's more complicated than that as well, but that's what they were saying, and it does make sense because if you look at the game and they're showing you parts of the game, what they were trying to do, it makes sense. Then you say, "Oh, right, I can see it now." Whereas before, I'm just looking at it and going, "Oh, that's hairy. That's really hairy. What are we up to here?" So it's still going to be hairy. It's not going to be pleasant to watch till we get it right. But the passing needs to be a lot better, mate. That's one of the big problems I've got. The passing is poor.
I think also to go with the passing, they've got to be a wee bit quicker. The pass has actually got to find the man, and sometimes it needs a bit of pace or a bit of vision from the passer. Look up there's a guy right on him, I'll not give him the ball. You know, that kind of thing. Get it to somebody else or pass it to someone else. I think it's quite obvious some of the mistakes they're making. And they know it themselves. I'm not stupid, you know. So I agreed. Sorry, Albert, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you weren't.
I was going to say to you, Bridget, it's simple. We've watched the game for years. It's pass and move. So if you make the pass and go and move into space, then you're in a good position to receive the ball. It sounds as if we're trying to invent something here that should be simple, Smurf. It's pass and move. You know, put the effort in, put the running in, and obviously a bit of technical stuff. But at times, I think we'll have pace up the front and wings, and I think there'll be times for midfield we can shell the ball into that space, and we should. If we're looking at it now with Gismara, I think he's the man with the pace now at the moment that we're looking to carry on his form, and he'll be a good outlet for us playing these sort of balls through into that sort of area for him.
It's interesting to say that because when you listen to what Albert was saying there, he's 100% right. See if the ball's turned over, Tav's come in field.
Mm-hmm.
You're too narrow, and you're wide open at the flanks, and so you're saying, you know, get the ball up to that the gas man, as it were. In that situation, you know, if he was playing against us in the system we play, he'd have all the space in the world to play in when the ball's turned over. So you're playing the percentages, really, and how you lower the percentages in your favour is exactly what Bridgman said there. Your passing's got to be accurate, it's got to be faster, it's got to be crisper, and it's got to be sort of automated. You know, you've got to be so drilled in it that it's just, you're on point, and we're just not there. I was also reading about that boy, that he's only I think he was in Sheffield's team. He was the 12th most consistent supplier of goals, you know, in terms of assists. He's only 12th. But what he's always looking to do is to score himself, and you know, which is a great thing. And you know, he's already scored 2 goals. So I don't know if he'll be a great provider of goals, but hopefully, you know, he keeps getting one every game,
He'll
be in
do
a
for
good
us.
place. He'll do for us.
Well, that's what it's all about.
Uh,
I need to answer somebody. I think somebody posted on YouTube. The Gels, I think it was. No, it's no my flag, mate. Just to let you know. I've carried many a flag, but that's no my flag. All right, just to let you know.
what flag was it? What flag are you talking about?
Southside something flag. It was at the
What
games.
flag?
Southside chosen few or something, I think he said. So no, it's not my flag. Aye, just on another point, when we go to the game tomorrow for Park, there's been a request put out for Brimlin Collective and also the UB. I know there'll be one or two probably going, no tell me what to do, but they've requested that we all turn up in blue at the game tomorrow at Fir Park. So for anybody that's going along, why would you not want to wear a bit of blue, to be honest, you know? So that's the request. All bear for tomorrow when we get to Fir Park. The Rangers end will be decked in blue.
That'd be nice to see. That'd be nice to see, mate.
Aye.
It's aye, why not? Why not? I'll need to go out and buy something blue now. Something watching the telly.
Join in.
Brown brogues on.
That's absolutely sitting in the house with your blue and your brown brogues, and the missus will say,
Shirt and tie, Smurf.
Aye, that's right.
Billy will have his sash on, wouldn't you, Billy?
No comment.
Billy's getting fear now when you bring these things up.
Oh no. Fresh cut for
If that's what they're asking the troops today, by the way, I'm going to give an old word here. That's pure Galdo, so it is, man. That's pure Galdo. That'd be different class. That's our colours anyway, guys. So listen, get the blue on the mortar for the greatest team in the world, man, and let everybody show everybody out there that the Rangers are blue, eh?
Absolutely, pal.
There might be a wee display. I don't know. Sometimes Motherwell don't allow it. They've done it before, but they've done a display. The UB that day, and it was funny. And I'm sure they had plenty of brushes and shovels out when we left that day in our end to clean up. So there might be some sort of display, but they've asked for everybody, if they can, and will you participate in all wear blue at the game tomorrow. And I'm sure, as always, Smurf will be loud and proud for behind that goal.
It's going to be going to set the tone tomorrow, win the game, make sure we're no behind that first Old Firm game, and that we win it. And actually, it's deviating for your point slightly, but I believe if we win that first Old Firm game of the season and we're no behind getting into it, I think we'll win the league. We're setting the tone, so loud and proud, as you say.
The best sign I ever seen, by the way, was the St Mirren Ultras. They had a wee handmade sign, 12 by 12, handwritten, and it said, "We hate everybody."
That's quite cool, isn't it? Oh, man, I quite like that. Because I'm a bit like myself then, I tell you.
There was actually a sweary word in there, but I can't say.
I know, I'm saying it. I'm saying it under my breath. I love it, by the way.
We hate everybody.
No bad. I think I've just been joined by Bob J. How you doing, Bob J?
You have indeed. How you doing, pal?
Hi,
all
good
right,
mate. Good to hear you on.
Who do you hate, Bob J? Who do you hate, Bob J?
Who do I hate?
Aye.
Oh, let me think. I'll give you 3 million guesses, Bridge. I'll give you a lot of guesses there, Bridge.
They were just talking about the wee banner that they saw in the St Mirren supporters have got. We hate everybody, you know. We hate everybody. That is brilliant.
Is that a banner? We hate everybody. No, I ken who they all hate. The lot of them. Well, there you go. Well, we know these things anyway. Yeah. Anyway, I'm super optimistic for the season, and I'm so looking forward to tomorrow, and so looking forward to thereafter. And well done Wednesday night, by the way. That was not easy. I know it wasn't a great watch, but it was a great result. And they just learn to pass the ball and be a wee bit better organised. We'll be fine, and I'm sure that'll happen.
Well, I think it's Bob J. Right. We beat them over 2 legs. We started with a boy out the academy who's been promoted to the first team. A third choice striker last season in our squad, Danilo, and we played with Kieran Dowell on the right. Started with front three. You know, that's the reality. And let's not be kidded. We could have went out right, but we didn't. We had a bit of luck, and it was a fantastic achievement for the team.
We didn't. I thought in the second half against Ibrox, I thought Rangers were excellent. Fine, their captain got sent off. Good player, the right back. I think half the clubs in Europe are wanting the boy. Excellent player, but that's life. That's football. We got that last year with Proppers against Athletic Bilbao. People saying it's just part of the game. It happens. But Rangers are through. Rangers got through an extremely difficult tie against a good team. And we're up against no a bad side here on Tuesday night and all. But let's get this out the road tomorrow at Motherwell, because they'll make it difficult. It'll be the usual thing. Start of the season, everybody will be up for it. We've got to overcome it, and I think we will. I think we'll do okay. That's a good player I've signed today, by the way, that young boy for Tottenham. So he'll be 18 in a couple of weeks. He'll be all the man he ever is. We'll see how he gets on. He says he liked Rangers and said his family liked Rangers, so good on the boy.
I think he'll be a good addition to the squad, and I think he'll get quite a bit of game time, Bob J. You know, looking forward to seeing him.
I think so, Paul. I think so. I think he will. He's probably one for the right-hand side. And this Cortez, I don't know. The jury's out on him a bit. But we'll just shelved out a lot of money on the boy, and surely he'll get game time and all. And surely he'll get far. I know he was out all last season, but he's a good player, laddie, and I've got high hopes for him. And here's hoping we can get something out of him. So,
Smurf.
It's all optimism.
Smurf, I'll put you on the spot. So we're going for a goal scorer and a score prediction for the morrow. What do you think?
Who do you think? I'm going to go 2-1 Rangers and goal scorer. And I'm going to go Tav.
Oh, Tav. Oh,
Penalty.
There you go.
Steady Eddie.
Smurf will be sitting there watching the game tomorrow. Tav scores first, and then he'll be cheering on a Motherwell goal, going, "Come on, Motherwell, score a goal." Nah, I'm not having it, mate. Not having it. Trying to go 16 goals against the Rangers. You know, but anyway, Billy, I'm sure you'll be a wee bit more my thinking, no?
No, not a new, mate. Listen, I've spoke to you about who I fancy. It's got to be a wee sneaky bet for me all season. I'm going to put it out there to all the blue noses and the wee teddy bearettes out there. Get your cash on Raskin anytime, or Raskin for the first goal in the Rangers victory, and you'll be quids in this season, because I think that wee man's going to be throwing a right few goals this season. So I'm taking Raskin for the first goal, Southside.
Okay.
And just because, and you'll know like this, just because our back four's no settled, right? And I think we're no solid enough, and we will concede a goal or two in the morning. I'm going for Raskin, the first goal, and 4-2 to the Rangers.
4-2.
I thought you were going to say we're going to get beat.
4-2 now.
Oh no, hey, come on now.
Oh, dear me.
4-2. I don't mind the 4. Don't mind the 4, but I'm not having that too.
That was brilliant, by the way. Well done.
Right, Bridge, I'm leaving you at the end because I can imagine, and we'll need to hurry this up because we're getting to the end of the show now. Can't be running late. Fox will go off his head. Albert.
Right. 3-0 to Rangers because I don't want shouted at.
Who scored in the first one?
Tell me you want to hear.
Gas man. Gas man.
Gas man, right, okay. All right.
You pick it for him, Suicide. You tell me the answer.
It's easier.
Fox has got a sign up saying deal. I honestly, in the performance that he put in that, I think that's been one of his most quietest European games I've seen Diamondi in a long time. I think he was always pretty good in the European games. I wouldn't bother me if he didn't even play him tomorrow, to be honest. When he's going for 5-0 and Diamandi, all right, 5-0 and Diamandi to score the first goal for the Fox. Bridgeman.
Well, I'm going for a 1-0, a solid 1-0. I'm going to mollicate them 1-0 tomorrow. And I'll go for the gas man to score. Smashing wee player, that. Absolutely brilliant player. I hope he starts and I hope he plays for 90 minutes and scores a good goal. In fact, I hope he scores a lot of goals and the rest of the team play as well and score goals. But I'll go for a 1-0.
I hope he starts or not, Bridgeman, because if he comes on his sub, we'll need to wait an hour for a goal.
Teddy Beard said, Mr. Fox doesn't pay overtime. He doesn't pay any, his mate. If he, that's the thing, we all do it for free. But he doesn't pay up. Well, apart from Bridgeman, I think Bridgeman being royalty. What do you think, guys? Bridgeman being royalty. I think he takes all our money, doesn't he?
What a shocker.
Right, we'll need to wrap this up because it's getting to nearly 10 o'clock. Smurf, last words. Oh, sorry, hold on. Bob J. Sorry.
Oh, prediction for tomorrow.
Aye, and your goal scorer.
Oh, right. Aye, I think it'll be 2-0 for the Jers, and I think gas them up, and I'll go Raskan.
All right. There we go. Hey, Smurf, last words.
Thanks for having me, and aye, the words of the famous Bridgeman, keep it going for the Rangers.
Right, Bob J.
Thanks for having me on. It's great to be back in the new season. Can't wait for the game tomorrow, and I'll see you all tomorrow night probably. And have a good one tomorrow, boys. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Cheers, Bob J. Billy.
2 words, mate. No surrender.
Fair enough. Right, can I just thank Smurf, Billy and Bob J for phoning in tonight and joining us. Thoroughly appreciated his phoning in tonight, guys, as always. It helps the show. Also lets us hear what you've got to say about the famous Glasgow Rangers that we all love. Also like to thank everybody out there on YouTube tonight for listening into the show and participating. Like to thank you, everybody out there on Twitter and Facebook that's joined this evening. Thank you as well. And anybody else that's listening to it, I'd like to thank you. Hope you've enjoyed the show. Albert.
One word reply to Billy. Okay.
Nice one. A nice one. Well done, Albert.
Ah, nearly done.
Bridge.
Yeah, thanks very much. So you said, imagine, I loved it. Great night, really superb. And Albert, thanks for carrying me through it, pal. And of course, the techie boys in the background. Can I just say to all the Rangers fans that are listening in all over the world, tomorrow, biggest game of the season, and there's never a word through it. Being biggest game of the season. The Bridgeman's going for a 1-0, and we're going to mollocate them. That's what we're going to do. But everybody, keep it going for the Rangers. This is our team. This is going to be our season. Keep it going, everybody. Keep it going.
Right, just to let you know, there'll be a show tomorrow. I think we start about 4:30. Kick-off's 5:30. So we'll have a show, and then I think we'll be on after the game. So just to let everybody know. Can I just thank you, Albert and Bridgeman? Thank you two for helping us out tonight. Thoroughly appreciated it. Enjoyed your company as always, and everybody else, Smurf and Bob Jer, and also Billy. Tomorrow, remember, troops, when we head to Fir Park, we'll have to be in blue, so hopefully everybody participates. It'll be a great sight to see and behind the goal tomorrow night. And as always, we're hoping for a Rangers win, which we fully expect. I'm going for 2-0 Rangers, and I'm going to pick Danilo to score the first goal. I think it's time he opened his account. So thanks for listening in tonight, and as always, there's only one team and one crown. Take it away, Fox.